You're with the one and only Wayne McCullough, also known also known as the Pocket Rocket. Now, you're a former bantamweight champion and former junior featherweight contender. You fought Eric Morales, you fought Oscar Larios, you fought NASEEM HAMED. And let me say this, and we talked about this off camera, you almost changed the course of history with Eric Morales, because that man wanted to quit on his stool.
I wish he would have quit on his stool. Because Morales was hitting hard back then. He knocked out 9 guys in a row before the 122. We fought a great fight together, and a lot of respect for each other. And Morales did hit hard, but for 12 rounds he hit hard.
And I was asking you earlier before, who hit harder, NASEEM HAMED or Eric Morales? And you said Morales.
Yeah, I was saying HAMED was strength-wise, he was strong. And the first thing HAMED said to me after the fight, he said I was strong. But Morales had that pinpoint, like Tommy Hearns sort of, when he hit you, you felt it right down your left side, like, whoa. So you knew you were getting hit hard. So Morales, people have argued with me on the internet, and they know HAMED says hits harder. I'm like, I fought them. I fought both. I know he hits harder. HAMED was strong, but Morales hit pinpoint. He was just, I still feel the punches.
Now let's talk about changing history, because you won a split decision in Japan when you took the WBC Bantamweight champion.
I wasn't supposed to. I fought Yoshio Yakishi's 5th defense of the championship, and I was the underdog and out there. No Irish or British fighters ever went to Japan and won a world championship. Still, I'm the only person to ever do it. Eddie FUTCH had a masterful game plan. We went out there and fought a guy like 5'9".
And you were the last to learn from the great trainer.
Eddie's last world champion. Yakishi had a long jab and he stood up straight. So Eddie had me jabbing at different angles and moving around, body shots. When I got to the fight, I'm like, he said, let's do that. I'm like, what? I didn't know I could take. I took a guy's jab away from him, banged his body, and we came away with the win. He said, it's still the only guy to do that.
What did you learn most from Eddie FUTCH?
I learned most to be a better person, really, because Eddie was the type of guy that said, when he becomes your trainer, he becomes a training friend, because you do the best thing for your friend. And that's what I try to do with my guys. I try to be close to them so that they understand it. It's not about money, it's about being the best you're doing for your career. And that's what I'm doing with Julian right now. And the stuff he taught me was just priceless.
Yeah.
I used to sit with Eddie between fights at restaurants in different cities. He'd talk for like 2 or 3 hours just talking about sparring with Joe Louis back in the 1930s, 40s.
That's amazing.
Wow.
A brown bomber.
And Eddie just told me all these stories about contenders he had, about nobody would come to him at the beginning, and then all of a sudden he had everybody come to him. And he taught me his technique, and I teach his technique. A lot of defense, a lot of stripping, a lot of blocking, a lot of rolling. And I do that.
Greatness passed down.
Oh, it's just Eddie's style, even the old cross guard style. I teach that as well, and the stuff he taught me. Eddie was my friend. He was my friend until he passed away at 90 years old, and he always been. I always feel like he's in the gym. I really do.
Right.
His presence is always here.
And that's something you're implementing to your fighters, that type of defense that really is kind of a lost art.
Yeah, because everybody thinks because I fought, I was aggressive, and I had a good chin. I did get hit, but my chin kept me out. But
let's not forget, you are a former 2-time Olympian. You won a silver medal.
Yeah, I got a silver medal in my second Olympics. First time Olympics, I carried the flag for Ireland in the opening ceremony. So I was a young kid then, but I had a lot of experience. In the amateurs, I fought Joe Castagnoli in the final. I fought Tim Austin, beat him in the amateurs. Willie Hareen, former champion.
Tim Austin, I remember.
So I got all these guys in the amateur system as well, and they became world champs. So I went on to do that. And with Eddie FUTCH, I was spoiled with Eddie. When I was told I was coming to Eddie's FUTCH, I'm like, what? He's going to take me on. So I shared a training camp with Riddick Bowe, Mike McCullough. So just watching these guys, I'm learning from these guys as well. And I'm just watching, I'm just soaking everything in. And with Eddie, I'd say he was a boxing encyclopedia, and he passed it on to me.
Well, let's talk about your new charge, Julian Ramirez, also known as El Camarón. What have you been teaching this kid? Because I'd see a very bright future. He's got a lot of talent. He's very skillful. He's talented.
He's the Irish guy, doesn't he? He's got pale skin and the red hair. I'm dark Irish, but Julian's got a lot of talent. He's just got to use his skills. He hits hard, but didn't know it. And now he's sitting down his punches, relaxing, moving his head more. And I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to make it better. Eddie did the same thing with me. Look at Riddick Bowe, Mike McCullough, Montell Griffin, me. We all fought different. We're all from the same stable. And some trainers make the mistake, they train the same way that you fought, which is wrong. Julian's the complete opposite of me. And he's got skills that I told him the first time I seen him, he can be a multiple world champion, and I really believe it.
You know, going back to Eddie Futch, the guy is such a brilliant trainer because he had such amazing game plans that he put together, because Montell Griffin gave Roy Jones in the first fight 9 hard rounds until Jones was disqualified.
Touch and go, yeah.
He was countering Jones, and Jones couldn't figure that out.
Tony as well, twice.
Yeah.
You know, so he had the skills. Riddick Bowe could have been the best heavyweight of all time. You know what I mean? The guy was so gifted.
The guy could fight on the inside. 6'5".
The guy had long arms. The guy could fight on the inside, and he could punch. Had a good chin, but you know, he just didn't like to put the hard work in. Eddie tried to keep him doing the hard work, but he wouldn't do it. But that's stable. They were for the contenders, champions, and Eddie Futch was that type of guy. He could make a good fighter and be a world champion.
What are some of the strengths and weaknesses you see in Abraham Lopez?
I see stuff he does wrong and the stuff he does right. You gotta look at the guy's stuff he does right, because it works for him. He's going to try to do that against you. So, you know, I can't really give much away here, but you know, we've worked on different things with Julian in the gym, and you might get to the fight, it may work, it may not work. It's why there's always like 2 or 3 different scenarios. And Eddie always taught me that, you know, you got to have plan A, B, and C. If plan C doesn't work, you're in trouble. But you know, so we've worked on different things, nullify certain things Abe has, and then you know, take it away from him, put the punches out there, and then if he comes towards us, we can fight going forward or going backwards.
What are your thoughts on Carl Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz, and could that be in his future?
I love Carl. You know, Carl, I'm his hero, and I'm behind him 100%. But you know, he's come to America, and he's gonna fight a guy who's as tough as nails. People said he fought like me because he throws a lot of punches, got a good chin, and he's got a bit of pop on his punches at featherweight. He's been knocking people out, so it's going to be a tough fight, and the crowd's going to be up for it. But I like both guys. I like Leo; he's a good fighter, and I know Julian knows him as well. But it's going to be a good fight, and I'm glad Frampton's come to America finally to show. The last game he came to America didn't go too well for him, but he's fighting the tough guy this time, so it'll be interesting.
I got 2 final questions. I went blank on this one. What was I going to ask you? Oh yeah. What do you like most about Julian? What does he do inside that ring that you like most?
I like that he listens to me, and I don't have to tell. If I say do something, he does it. You know, it took a bit of time to do that. To start to say do something, he wouldn't do it. But now he's like, you know, I said, Julian, I'm going to be world champion. You got to do this. You got to put the hard work in. So now he listens. And you see today he did 8 rounds, no problems at all. And I like that when you say something to him and he didn't know it, now he does know it, like punching harder, moving his head, and he really does have the skill. He just turned 23. The guy's got the next 5 or 6 years, and I said you can make more money. You can make money for your kid and your kid's kid in the next 5 or 6 years. You know, so you got to sacrifice everything.
I think you're spot on with what you said. Communication is one of the key factors to being successful.
And we have communication. We joke and carry on with each other as well. We have fun. But when we get in the ring, we're serious.
Yeah, I see good chemistry with
we're serious.
you two.
We joke with each other, but we're serious when we get in the ring. But I think the chemistry I have with Eddie Futch, and that's why Eddie made me a world champion in my 17th fight after being through 2 years and 5 months. The WBC belt, and because I listened to him. Had I listened to him, I wouldn't have been world champion. I wouldn't have been. I believe that. I wouldn't have been world champion.
My final question, what is your biggest highlight in your boxing career? What do you feel that you achieved most, that you're most proud of?
I think most Irish people will say the Olympics, but I would say I lost the Olympic final. I would say going to Japan, because I'm still the only Irish or British fighter ever to go to Japan and win a world championship. I'm still the only Irish guy who went WBC. So that should be my ticket to Canada. I've talked to you about this. If you do something
Let it be heard.
If you do something different,
known.
it should put you in there. But you know what? It hasn't so far. But California put me in the Hall of Fame, and he's The chemistry. This guy. Look, he's Irish. Look.
I believe it.
2%. 2%.
Look at me. Look at me.
Hey, I was gambling in
Black Irish.
I was playing blackjack in England when I want to go see Scott Quigg fight Frampton. Yeah, and I was sitting with a group of Irish, and they tell me, "Who are you going for today?" Because they saw I had my badge for Scott Quigg and Frampton. I was like, I was going for Scott Quigg, and they're like, "Oh, boo!" You know, they started getting all loud and rowdy, and I was like, "Hey, well, get this, I'm training with Wayne McCullough," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
That's forgiveness.
That's funny. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
6:30.